Social media. Social media. Social media. I think social media is a real problem. I'm not saying social media is fully evil, but I'm saying social media is a real problem. Shall I tell you why? Because when I was young, and social media wasn't really a big thing. Like by the time I hit college, that's when Facebook and that came out. Before that, we used to have like Pixel. Who knows Pixel? And Bebo. Now, come on, you know Pixel? Bebo. He was in the streets then. we was like little neeks just sitting on the computer. High Five. You had a high five? How old are you? 22. So how do you know High Five? Who said yeah? Oh, you? Oh, Sammy, obviously. But it was dead. There was nothing. There's nothing. You couldn't like leave comments. You couldn't click like. Just put up a picture of yourself and a little profile. But the thing is, now it's problematic because people can actually communicate and whatnot. And the reason why I think it's such a problem is because, you see, even though I used to not be an amazing kid, but my dad had certain hold over me. Like I remember I was in uni, and my dad would tell me, you have to be home before the sun sets. I'm like, Dad, it's winter. My lecture finishes at 4 p.m. He's like, I don't care. You better be home before the sun sets. I'm gonna slap you. So, and even as like now, I'm a grown man. Alhamdulillah, I'm 27. Yeah? I got grey hairs in my beard, so I can say I'm grown. Say Allahumma barik. Before I die. So the thing is, even now, wallahi, the brothers who know me will tell you, my dad will call me any minute, tell me, come home, do this, don't do that. I'll be in a different country, tell me you're not allowed to jet ski. You can't get in the quad bike. And I have to do it. This is the way my dad raised me from when I was young, right? So when I was a kid, my dad could keep control over me. My parents would keep control over me. I wouldn't be going around, sneaking around, talking to girls, doing this, doing that. I couldn't do that as a kid. But now with social media, you can do that. The girl who's wearing a hijab and her abaya, she's never spoken to a guy in real life, yet she's sexting him over Instagram. You know what I mean when I say sexting? I'm sorry to use these terms, but really and truly, you all know what I'm talking about. She's doing that. Wallahi, it's abnormal. I get the emails on a day-to-day basis. Sisters who are in hijab and abaya sending nude pictures to guys that they say, wallahi, sister message me saying, brother, I'm a good girl, I've been raised in a good house, my dad is this, he works in a masjid, all this. I don't know what happened to me. I took pictures of myself naked, I wear abaya, I took pictures of myself naked and I sent it to a guy. So social media allows you to be in your house. It allows you to be in your house the way you can't be outside. Same way you can chat up a girl outside, you can chat up a girl inside the house. Same way you can be inappropriate in a filthy way with a girl outside, you can be inappropriate in a filthy way with a girl inside the house. Through Instagram. You slide into her DMs. And I think, brothers, one of the biggest problems that we have that prevents us from protecting ourselves when it comes to social media is the fact that we forget Allah is watching. Have you guys heard of a scholar called Sheikh Muhammad Amin al-Shanqiti, rahimahullah? He had a student who referred to him, he said he's the Shaykh al-Islam of our time. The Shaykh al-Islam of our time. Rahimahullah, may Allah have mercy on him. In his tafsir, Adwa al-Bayan, he mentioned something powerful. He says there is an ijma', there is a consensus, a unanimous agreement where no two scholars of Ahlul Sunnah ever disagreed. That the greatest reminder to give to a person, the strongest reminder, the strongest reminder to give to a person is to tell them Allah is watching you. In Arabic we call this Maraqabatullah. One of Allah's names is Ar-Raqib. The one who's fully watching, constantly aware of you, each time, every moment, every place that you go. I think brothers and sisters, wallahi, you have to always remember Allah is watching you. Imam Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali rahimahullah, he brings a statement in his book where he explains the 40 hadith of Imam Nawawi. He mentions that there was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He mentions the Salaf narrated that there was a prophet of Allah. And Allah sent revelation to this prophet to communicate a message to the people. And what was that message? It was to say to the people, "O people, why is it that there are sins that you hide from the people, but you don't hide them from me? Have you made me equal to the people? Am I the same to you as the people? If you think that I'm the same to you as the people, then you've done shirk." Meaning that what the narration is, what he's trying to get out of this is the fact that the people, you can hide from them in sin alone. So if you think you've hidden to the point where Allah can't see you, you've compared Allah to the human because you believe that you got away from Allah. No, you didn't shirk. Or have you made Allah lower than you? Sorry, have you made Allah lower than the people? Where you're like, I would not do this sin in front of this person, but I'll do it in front of Allah. I don't care, Allah can watch me sin. Shall I tell you something? I know people who wouldn't watch pornography because they had like a pet, like a dog in the room. They would say, I have to get my pet out of the room before I do it. But Allah was watching over the room the whole time. So you made Allah lower than your dog? Wallahi, have you thought about it like that? Let me ask you a question. Would you fornicate with a girl if there was an insane man in the room? An insane man. He's crazy. He doesn't even know what's happening. He's rufi al-qalam. The pen has been lifted from him. He's not going to be able to account for anything he does. Would you sleep with a girl in front of him? Okay, maybe sleeps. Maybe you guys are righteous like that. In reality is, sadly, we know fornication is something that not everyone, but a huge amount of the majority of the youth sadly are slipping into. But pornography, put pornography to the side. Having a filthy conversation with a girl on the phone. You wouldn't do that even if a crazy man was in the room. So you get the crazy man out of the room. Like Allah, Ar-Raqibu alayh. He's watching over you the whole time. So you made Allah lower than the crazy man? Is a problem, Allah. Is a problem. Have to always, I believe if people, they study the names and the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they live by His name, Ar-Raqib, As-Sami', the one who's always hearing, Al-Basir, the one who's always listening. If they live by these names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they will, inshallah ta'ala, be more likely to behave themselves when it comes to social media.